All right, well, joining us now is Tularosa head football coach Bryan Jones. He's brought along a couple players with him, Cameron Sheppard and Greg Gonzales. Guys, how you doing today?
Good.
Good? Guys?
Good, sir.
Good? All right, well, fantastic. Coach, into another season. You guys finished strong last year. You know, it was a tough first half of the season for a lot of various reasons, schedule and injuries and all kinds of things like that, but 2014 ended pretty well for you, right?
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. You know, that's not where we wanted to be. Obviously, 5-6 is okay, but it's not what we're striving for. You know, we're striving to be playing in that game in December. Yeah. That's the important one.
Yeah, and I'll have to ask you guys. I mean, I don't know how long you've been playing for coach now. How many years have you guys been on varsity, Cameron?
I've been on varsity my whole high school career, 3 years now.
Yeah. Greg, how about you?
Same, 3 years.
3 years now. Knowing that coach expects that out of you guys, does that push you even more that, you know, every year coach is expecting you guys to compete for a state championship? Cameron, I'll let you answer that first.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we just put out our hard work out there. And
Greg, how about you? I mean, in terms of, you know, just how much it pushes you out there in the field, know that coach is expecting, he has that level for you guys to go out there and play well.
Oh, definitely. Coach expects us to give 100% every day. We expect that of ourselves, you know. You just got to go out there and keep working.
All right. Well, Coach, you guys had a scrimmage this past Friday against Anthony. What did you see out of that scrimmage, or what did you take away from your football team?
There was good points, bad points. You know, scrimmage. If everything went perfectly, I would be extremely worried because there's only one way to go when everything goes right. So, but it went good. We didn't get anybody seriously injured. Got a couple of bangs and bruises, but team speed looks like it's getting there. Blocking assignments are getting there. We got new people playing line. Greg here went from inside slot receiver to a guard, so he's got probably one of the biggest learning curves, you know, of these two especially. But Cameron running quarterback, his leadership is what I was looking for in the scrimmage, and we got it. So that's a good thing. Our seniors did a good job of leading as well, and you know, that Anthony came out and hit us in the mouth early, and we kind of took a step back. And there's two ways you can go from that. You can just keep taking steps back, or you can bow up and, you know, step into them and start hitting them in the mouth, and that's what we did, and I was proud of that fact.
Greg, I mean, talk about that a little bit. You're switching from wide receiver to guard. That is about as drastic a transition as you can make in football. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, it's definitely not the same at all. But, you know, it's a little more contact every single play. Kind of like it, actually, but just going out, working every day, getting a little better every day.
What do you think you've learned the most, or maybe what surprised you the most about becoming an offensive lineman? I
just got to drive every single play. There's always someone in your face every play. You just got to there's no room for being nice.
And I'm sure that the guys on the other side on defense are not being easy on you at all, are they?
No, I tell them to push me every day. I got to get better.
Absolutely. Cameron, this is your first year taking over quarterback, or
yes, it's first year.
First year taking over at quarterback for this team. So, talk about that responsibility. I mean, that's something big when the coach says, "Hey, you're going to be our signal caller this year."
I'm excited to take on the responsibility. I mean, I've always been a leader since I was young, and being able to lead this team, and, you know, I love it. Like those are my brothers out there, and I love to lead them into battle every Friday night, every practice in the hot sun. I love just to be able for them to look up to me, and, you know, I could tell them what, like, you know, and then just lead them.
Yeah, and you feel like, I mean, when you look in the huddle, those guys are going to follow you. Those guys are going to have your back out there in the field, especially guys like Greg that are on the offensive line. You got to put some faith in them, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Coach, talk about Cameron and his transition into becoming your quarterback this year. I mean, what do you feel like are his biggest strengths going into the season, being your signal caller?
Biggest strengths is leadership, and he's right. He's been leader of the junior high team when he was down there, the JV, you know, even last year as a sophomore. Both of these guys were receivers last year, so they both had to make a pretty good switch. But Cameron's got some athletic ability. He's quick. Ran a 4.6 at the combine, so you know that's not slow at 3A. That's not slow. So I think we can do some stuff with that. But the biggest thing is the leadership.
Yeah. What do you expect out of your offense this year? I mean, you're going to want to run first more than anything else, or you like Cameron's ability to be able to throw the football down the field?
Well, we're going to do a little both. You know, I mean, I know I answer the same question the same way every year. We take what they give us, but that's just my basic philosophy of offense. You know, if they pack the box, we'll throw it. If they spread everybody out, then we'll run it. But I do like our chances running the ball this year. We've got Cody Coho's a tackle on the left side at 6'2", 280. And then our right tackle next to Greg here is a sophomore. He's only a sophomore, so he's a young one. But he's 6'1", 275, so we got some size on the edge. And so we're going to try to run the ball. Ivan Duran is probably – I always say he's probably be tough to tackle in a phone booth. That sucker can cut on a dime. So we're going to try to get him the ball in space as much as possible. But I like our ability to be able to run the ball.
You've moved Greg from wide receiver, so who are your wide receivers going into the season you're looking at?
2 wideouts on the very outside are Gabe Montoya, senior, and Dakota Varble, senior. Dakota ran quarterback, running back, receiver last year, and he'll probably do a little bit of all that this year too. Want to get the ball in his hands out in space too. He's extremely fast and quick too. And then inside slot receivers is sophomore Toby Carrillo. And Joe Perez is junior, and he's, at the end of school last year, he was 5'9", 5'10". Now he's 6'1".
Wow!
So that's going to help us out right there. And got Caleb Ball going to be filling in at running back too, and he's, I think they measured him at the combine at 5'10" and 181. So he can, and he's fast. He can move. So I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Obviously, with 3A football, and you got your roster size is a little bit smaller, so you got a lot of guys playing both ways. Either one of these guys doing both ways for you this year?
They're all doing both ways.
They're all doing both ways.
They're all doing all 3 ways. I mean, but that's the way it is. I have 43 on my roster, which is really about normal for us. But out of those 43, 17 of them are sophomores. So we're sophomore loaded, which is good in the future. But right now, the seniors and juniors, these guys, they're on punt return, kickoff, offense, defense, you name it, they do it. So, but I think that's the way most of my kids want it. They don't want to be standing over next to me. So that they want to be out there in the middle of it, mixing it up. So that's why they got to be in better shape than anybody else. So, and that's why we do the conditioning we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Greg, I mean, I got to feel like that's, you don't ever want to come off the field, do you?
No, definitely not.
Yeah. So what do they got you doing on the defensive side this year?
I'm playing defensive end.
Okay.
Played my whole life defensive end.
Excited about another year for that?
Definitely. I love that position.
What do you think? I mean, and obviously we talked about, having to put new skills together on the offensive line and the defensive end. What were some things you wanted to really work on heading into the season for yourself?
I wanted to get quicker. Stronger strength. Strength was definitely number one thing, but just being more aware of what's going on, a little more smarts on the play. I got to learn the blocking schemes now, so definitely just strength and speed.
All right. Cameron, how about, are you out in the secondary, or where they got you out in the defensive side?
I'm playing corner.
Okay. And obviously, I mean, being a quarterback out there, and we see that a lot in high school football, guys playing in the secondary and playing quarterback as well, but knowing that you get an opportunity, not necessarily that you'll make a mistake on offense, but that you can make a difference on both sides of the ball. Is that something that's really great for you to be out there and doing that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've adapted from the end to corner pretty good. I mean, I think I'm getting it along pretty good, and I can't wait to get out there and make some plays and just help my team out win in any way possible.
Coach, I understand you guys had a pretty good, in terms of forcing turnovers in the scrimmage, you guys had a pretty good run of that. What do you like about your defense this year?
We're not quite as big as we've been in the past physically, but we fly to the ball. We counted of the 30 plays that Anthony ran. Out of the 30 plays, we have with the coaches what we call 11 in the box, which is in the frame, in the picture of the play. And we got that out of 30 plays. We got that 12 times. So when there's 11 people around the ball, good things are going to happen for the defense. So that's what we preach: get to the ball, get to the ball, get to the ball. And I think that's what most defensive minded coaches are going to teach too. Get to the ball, and we'll make a lot of good things happen. And we got some speed at linebacker, and got some speed in the secondary. So we did a good job flying to the ball in the scrimmage. Mother Nature took it easy on us. It was nice and cloudy and nice and cool, and these guys were flying all over the place. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, I bet the practices have been a little hot this season, haven't they, guys? Yeah, this has been one of the hotter summers, or at least late summers, that I can remember in a long time. I ask Coach this question every year, so I'm going to ask you guys this question. You know the schedule that's in front of you. You guys have played this schedule year after year, and Coach loves the fact you guys play hard schedules. For you as a player, knowing that you're going to play Ruidoso, who's the 4A champ, defending 4A champ, and Cobre and Hatch, who are supposed to be very good this year, and Estancia, and all these quality teams, does that get you more psyched for the season, knowing that you're going to play all these good teams, Cameron? I'll let you start with that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It gets me really excited. Like, I love to play against the best competition we could play at, and that only gets us better and gets us ready for district where it really counts. And then it gets us better, more prepared for each game, and then we come into district and, we just play. That's when we play our best, after playing all those good 4A, 3A, top 3A teams, and that's where it comes in handy.
Greg, I'll let you answer the same thing. I mean, when you see that schedule, it's tough, but it's exciting for you?
Yeah, to be the best, you got to play the best, and we're playing best competition we can get out there, Ruidoso, state champs 4A. That's going to be an exciting game to play.
Well, that's also got to be a rivalry. I mean, you guys, if you want to beat them, that obviously district's the most important, but in the non-district schedule, if you can get that win, that's probably the biggest win of the non-district season.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt.
Yeah. Coach, you look at that schedule, and apparently Cobre and Hatch are both supposed to be fantastic this year, and I know it's always tough, but this year, boy, it seems like it's going to be quite the gauntlet this year for you guys.
It will be, but I agree with these guys. It's only going to make us better. Hatch is going to be good. Hatch is going to be real good. Cobra is going to be really good too. They're going to be big up front. We're their homecoming. I found that out just the other day, so that gives us a little bit extra motivation. Ruidoso is going to be good again. They graduated 22 seniors last year, but they're still going to be good. They still got athletes. So our schedule's tough. We don't have any cupcakes. So that's why I like where our bye week is positioned, right before district, so we can get these guys, healthy and off the beat-up list, so to speak, and get ready for that big run at the end. After the bye week, if we can win 6 games, we're fitting ourselves for a state ring, and that's what we're after.
Yeah, and district, it certainly looks like Lordsburg is going to be incredibly tough this year. What's your feeling on the Mavericks this season?
Well, those 3 super sophomores from last year are fantastic juniors this year. They're great kids. One's the offensive coordinator's son. Plowman is the offensive coordinator's son. Esquivel is a basketball coach's son. So, they grew up on the football field, on a basketball court, and baseball field. So they know what athletics is all about, and they're going to be tough. But that's not to say that we're going to back down from anybody. You could put anybody out there. We're not going to back down from them. We're not naive enough to believe we can beat the Alamogordos or Goddards or anything like that. We're not going to back down from them.
Yeah.
We're still going to hit them in the mouth when they come to hit us. We're still going to hit them back. But, we're not naive enough to believe we can beat those teams, but we're not going to cow down to nobody. So, and that's kind of what I want to get into these guys' head, that I don't care that they're bigger than us. It don't matter to me. Let's go play them. Let's go hit them in the mouth. So that's kind of been my mentality ever since I was in junior high. So I want to try to get that across to these guys, that you definitely have respect for your opponent, but you don't fear anybody.
Well, I got to think for you guys, being within the Tularosa community, Lordsburg is probably the big rivalry game in district, because I can remember going back to, 10, 15, 20 years, it seems like Lordsburg and Tularosa always seem to be playing each other. It never seems to fail. Knowing that, don't want to count out Capitan, don't want to count out Mesilla Valley, and you guys are going to take every game that's important, but you guys know that one's going to be an important one, right, Greg, when you get towards the end of the season?
Oh, without a doubt. Lordsburg is no joke. That's a game that's circled on the schedule. All the district games are circled on the schedule, but Lordsburg beat us last year. It'd be a good game.
Yeah, and that one's, you guys are at Lordsburg this year, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you guys would love to go to their place and get a win, right, Cameron?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Let's. I don't know if we missed out on anybody else in terms of key players this season that you want to mention, that you feel like if you guys are going to be successful, you guys are going to be fighting for a state championship. We talked to Cameron and Greg, and you've mentioned a few other guys. Anybody else that you think is going to have to step up this season for you?
Well, the rest of the offensive line. The guy that Cameron's standing behind every day that has to rely on him for protection is Angel Salas, who makes all of our blocking calls and is a very key part, obviously, in the offensive line. And then Christian Gaston's our other guard opposite Greg here, and he's got some speed about him, especially for a guard. and got one of those high engines, that just loves to go play. Doesn't matter the sport either. He just wants to go play. And we got a lot of good guys that are going to fill in, that are going to make contributions. We got a transfer from Arizona that looks like he's going to be a good athlete. Anthony Bornino I think he's going to help us out. But we've got some guys that are ready, that are right on the edge. They just need a little bit of help getting over that hump, and by help I mean some success. On Friday nights. So, but I like our chances. Wherever we play, I like our chances.
I'll ask you guys this, and another question that I've always asked Coach when he's come in. The community support in Tularosa for this football program is unbelievable. You guys, those stands are full every Friday night when you guys play at Cerny Stadium. Cameron, knowing that you've got, your folks be out there, family members will be out there, but that you got the rest of the community behind you. What does that mean when you step out there on the field and you've got, the maroon and white on out there?
Oh, that means the world to me. That's why I work the way I do, is to not let my community down, because they come support me every Friday night. So I work the way I do so I don't let them down. Don't let my fans down, my family, and the brothers that are on the football field with me.
Greg, you guys, not only at home, but you guys got a group of people that make sure they follow you around the state wherever you go, knowing that you have, that many fans that are behind you. What does it mean to you?
Oh, definitely. Putting on that Tularosa jersey is greatest feeling ever. That Tularosa name means something, and those fans support us, everything we do, and just greatest feeling.
When you hear your players say that, to know that they respect the name that's on the front of that jersey, what does that mean to you as a coach? Do you feel like you're instilling the right things in them?
Yeah, I hope so. But a point for Cameron is he could be the first father-son combination state championship quarterbacks. His dad won the state championship in '84 as a quarterback, so he's got a chance to do that. I talked to him the very first day of practice. I had them raise their hand who has ex-Wildcats in their family, and almost every one of them, for the most part. And I told them, go ask those guys what it's like to be a Wildcat. Talk to them about what it's like to put that Tularosa on the chest and represent the name in the front's way more important than the name in the back. Because that's one of the reasons I don't put names on the back. Because the Tularosa in the front's way more important than that last name that goes on the back. So, all these guys have bought into that, and I'm very proud of that fact that they've done that. And our community supports us, not just in football either. Basketball, Cameron plays basketball. Greg plays baseball. It's the same way in all the sports. Wherever you go, you're going to have a crowd from Tularosa there.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I respect maybe more than anything about that community, is they really get behind you guys, regardless of what the season is. You guys are having a little bit of a down year. They're still out there supporting you, and I think as a coach, that's also got to be special to you as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, it helps motivate these guys and myself and my other coaches to work a little harder, make sure that we don't do anything to embarrass ourselves or anything like that. But we've had some tough losses in the past, but they're right there to support us in everything we do.
What's your feeling on Hot Springs? That's your first game coming up on Friday night. This group, you've seen them. You've opened the season with Hot Springs, it seems like, almost every year for the last number of years. What's this group this year in terms of the challenge?
They're pretty good. They got some athletes. They got a running back, Nick Moreno, that is the real deal. I think they have him listed 6 foot, 245, and he can move. Then they got quarterback, the same quarterback from last year's back, and he hurt us last year running the ball. So we've been kind of working on that and assignment football, and but they're pretty good. They got a 300-pound nose guard that Angel's going to have fun with all night Friday night, and at least I hope he has fun with it. He can either make it a miserable night or have fun with it. So my advice would be just to have fun with it. So, but they've got some athletes. They've got a couple of athletes from Tularosa that Cody Moore is every bit as fast as Cameron and a little bit taller and same grade. Mm-hmm. Same grade. So he's going to be something to reckon with. They've got some offensive linemen that aren't real big but move really well. So we're going to be in for a battle, that's for sure. All 10 of our games we're in for a battle.
Yeah. Cameron, first game at quarterback, and what's the feelings going into that first game? Is it just excitement getting ready for that game against Hot Springs?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely exciting. I can't wait to get out there and lead my team, mean, that's what I always dreamed of, was being a Tularosa quarterback, putting that Tularosa jersey on and being able to lead your team on the offensive end. That's always what I dreamed of, and now it's the opportunity, so I got to go, show out and go, be disciplined and just run our offense and, do what we do, yeah.
Just work hard at
it.
Greg, I mean, you feel like what are the things that you guys need to do on the offensive line and the defense to come out with a victory on Friday night?
I would definitely just have to drive block. We got to protect Cam in here, protect our backs. Just go out there and work harder.
All right. I'll ask you guys, Coach, I know what the expectations are. You guys are going for that blue trophy every single season, district champs every single season. What needs to happen from this group this year? You talk about your sophomore loaded. Is there going to need to be some growing up throughout the season for you guys to be state title contenders this year?
Oh, without a doubt, and that's tough to do with the schedule that we have. But I think we're capable of doing that. Some of our JV guys are going to have to really learn some football fast early, and they're capable of doing that. Though I like all my kids all my athletes, their ability to be able to learn the game, and but that goes back to the good coaches that I have. Going back to the pride thing that we were talking about earlier, I'm the only one on the coaching staff that did not graduate from Tularosa, and I love that fact because they work a little harder just because of that. But I have good coaches that push these kids and get them in the right spots and do the right things in the off season, and it'll start paying off. It may not pay off early, but it'll pay off.
All right, well, we're looking forward to seeing what will happen. I know you guys, as you talk about, you guys are going to be working hard all season, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what we want to hear. Coach, we look forward to seeing how the season goes, and thanks for coming in.
I appreciate it. Thanks, sir.
Guys, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.